Big breaking news. Another one has been shot down over Canada. Another foreign object. And why are they not identifying these objects? We're going to get into all this stuff. Very suspicious and very strange that they are not identifying and saying what these objects are. And another one has been shot down over Canada. So we had the original one that was over Montana and was shot down in the Atlantic. We had multiple ones flying around, multiple balloons flying around over Canada and South America. Then we had a foreign object over Alaska. And now we have a foreign object over Canada, and a U.S. fighter jet actually shot it down over Canada, which I honestly thought was a little surprising. I thought Canada would have their own fighter jets, their own air defenses, but I guess they just rely on the United States. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but a little strange. And what are they preparing us for? Why are they not revealing this? And what does the government have? All right. Are they preparing us for a false flag alien revelation? Are they preparing us for a war with China and Russia and Iran and North Korea? What are they preparing us for? Or is it a combination of them? All right. Are we going to see multiple very strange, peculiar things coming out in the next few months? All right. So let's dive into the details of this fighter jet, and then we will get into some theories of why I think they are revealing all of this right now as well. So you can see here that the Canadian Prime Minister said Saturday that on his order a U.S. fighter jet. So I don't know how he can order a U.S. fighter jet. I just thought that was very strange too. I don't know. It could be nothing, but kind of strange that the Canadian Prime Minister can order a U.S. fighter jet to shoot down a quote unidentified object that was flying over the Yukon. Right, and the Yukon's kind of high up there. Right, it's kind of way up there. It's not even near the border or anything like that. So I'm not exactly sure. It says acting a day after the U.S. took similar action over Alaska. It says Airspace Command detected an object flying at a high altitude over northern Canada, and it said the Prime Minister spoke with Biden, who also shot down a unidentified object. And we're just not being told. We were told this Chinese spy balloon right away. We saw pictures of it, memes about it. And then these last two, there's no pictures. It's very secured and very secretive of what's going on. You can also see here that it says they described the object as, quote, unidentified, and that NORAD scrambled these U.S. jets. All right, so very strange. All of it doesn't really make sense. The Prime Minister ordering U.S. jets to shoot down. Was it like really that important? It was that critical? I don't know. It's so weird. What's going on? What are they priming us for? We had this U.S. congressman, a top U.S. congressman, warning of bioweapons, all right, being released from these balloons. And this is how they described this last balloon, all right? You can see here they described it as a, quote, cylindrical and silverish gray object that was floating over Alaska. What are they priming us for? All right, there's lots of weird things. They could be priming us for a war or potentially a fake alien revelation because the government has alien technologies right now. All right, so let's get into this, and then we will talk about potentially war with China that they are setting us up for as well. So you can see this article. This was from a couple years ago. What is behind the U.S. Navy's UFO fusion energy patents? All right, and if you dig into it, they have very strange patents for anti-gravity devices, and they're even saying that they could power ships and aircrafts with these anti-gravitational wave generators that they have. So it says the Pays effect is a high-frequency gravitational wave generator, and says the patent purports that the electromagnetic field created by the Pays effect could be intersected and generating waves of gravity upon which a ship could propel itself to its destination. This is a U.S. Navy patent that they have for a top U.S. Navy scientist. This guy has all of these very peculiar patents. One of their in the Navy, and the U.S. Navy has their stamp on these patents as well. The scientist is on it, but also the U.S. Navy owns these patents as well. And says such waves could also be used to deflect asteroids more efficiently or communicate through solid objects. Right? So very powerful technology, anti-gravity propulsion systems that they have. Or I guess it's high frequency gravity propulsion systems. They're literally manipulating gravitational waves to move objects. All right, it's one of these things. This is sci-fi level stuff. We live in the 21st century. It's 2023. We were told that we're gonna have flying cars, all this stuff, and we're not getting that. All right, they have technology way past that. Way past that. They don't even need flying cars. They have jets that can do flips and do whatever you want. And now they have things like this. We're not getting the flying cars. We're getting the dystopian side of it. All of the technology is going to be used for war, all right? I meant to put this little article in here, but I forgot to put it in. The Pentagon black budget is trillions of dollars, all right? Tens of trillions of dollars that the government cannot account for, and trillions of loan just for the Pentagon that they're just like, oh, we don't know where it went. And you know it's going to all of these black budget programs, all right? These blacklisted programs that are not actually on the congressional budgets. They just get money and it's not accounted for. There's no paperwork for it. It's all these DARPA programs, these NSA programs, all this stuff, these Navy programs. This stuff is not accounted for. Trillions of dollars is put into this to research all this stuff, and it's real, guys. You can see here they even have inertial mass reduction devices. That's what they're calling this. That Dr. Pays invented. And essentially what this is saying is, and I'm not a scientist, all right, but this is how I vaguely understand it. They're saying that this device reduces the mass of an object so it can travel the speed of light, or potentially even faster than the speed of light, because there is a constant in the universe that you cannot travel faster than the speed of light, and the thing that limits that is your mass is always increased as you get closer to the speed of light, and it takes more energy, and you cannot get to the speed of light unless you are light. All right, that's why mass and spaceships, all this stuff, that's the key problem. They can't make them travel fast enough to actually get to other galaxies. But if they could make them travel faster than light, because light travels extremely fast, but if they can make it travel fast, even faster, then they could get to other galaxies, other planets within days, weeks, you know what I mean? Instead of waiting years, or potentially it's just never going to happen, even traveling at the speed of light. Even some of the stars you see are still millions of light years away, all right? And that's the speed of light traveling for a whole year, for millions of years, all right? So it's one of these things where this is very advanced technology, and they could be using this anywhere, and the government is very compartmentalized, okay? DARPA, the CIA, the Pentagon can be working on these secret programs, and then the fighter pilots that are in the Air Force or in the Navy or whatever, they don't even know about this program. They've never even heard of this program. That's why you have all these pilots coming out and saying, like, I've seen UFOs, I've seen all this stuff. It's because the government is way more advanced than we know, the technology that they have, all right? And they even prove it. They have patents on this stuff. It's real. It's just all black budgeted, and it's all compartmentalized. So, yeah, your average F-22 fighter pilot, he has no idea about this secret Navy program that Dr. Pays is working on, all right? And he doesn't know that they're testing this stuff. And even sometimes the president could not be involved in some of these programs. They don't know every little thing that's going on in the government. It's a giant bureaucratic government with trillions of dollars. Even a lot of times they might not know, and they're just like, oh, shoot down this object or whatever. And it could be a military program that they're testing. All right, so the technology is super advanced, and we need to start acting like it. We need to start thinking like it, because they give us like smartphones, they give us computers, all this great stuff, cars. It's all great. It's incredible. But the things that they have are literally physics breaking, world shattering technologies that they have that could literally alter the entire world. They have limitless energy devices, all this stuff. They have insane things that I can't even comprehend. This doctor Pays is a super genius, obviously, and we are living in a time where it's there. We have these super geniuses, and they have trillions of dollars of funding behind them, with the most powerful government and the most powerful military in the world behind them. All right. Let's get into what they could also be. So that's one aspect they could be preparing us for. They could also be preparing us for a massive war with China. And that could also be why they have these patents, because they want to use these devices in a war against China, because they know China is a very advanced military foe, because they have super high military budgets as well, and China is very black budgeted and blacklisted as well. We don't exactly know what they have. And a senior U.S. general told U.S. lawmakers just recently, this is from February 7th, that China has more ICBM launchers than the United States does. China has more people in their military than the United States does. China has all these advantages. China is not part of any nuclear arms treaty. They could have unlimited nuclear weapons, and they could have different kinds of nuclear weapons that are not even available or permitted under current treaties, because they are not restricted by them. China has massive underground facilities, miles and miles, hundreds of miles of underground facilities and tunnels where they test these nuclear weapons and build them. They are very secretive about their war plan and their war strategy and exactly what they have, and nobody's really tested China since they've built up their war chest recently. All right, nobody knows exactly what they have. The last time China had to show anything, they really didn't have anything to show, and now they have a lot to show, and nobody's tested China's technological advances. All right, so we need to get prepared. They're either prepping us for a massive world war with China. There's no way all this stuff is being released one after another. Another one shot down, another one shot down. When's the one that's going to be shot down that has a bomb on it, or it has a EMP device on it, or it has a bioweapon on it, has something on it that is extremely dangerous, and then it's a precedent to set, and it's saying, hey, we need to respond. We need to do something to China, or they are going to use this as a psyop, as a revealing, and use their own technologies against us, start using their own high-tech dystopian technologies, anti-gravity device, mass reduction devices. And yeah, that's great for, traveling super fast, okay, but what does this also do for if they just start using it on humans, okay? It's one of these things we really don't know. What if they start using anti-gravity? And I love how it's a high-frequency gravitational wave generator. All right, I've been harping on 5G constantly lately, and how 5G has these extremely high frequencies that could interact with the ionosphere and essentially with everything. Essentially everything around us is a frequency. All right, even matter has a frequency, and matter could be disrupted by electromagnetic frequencies, and especially high-powered gravitational wave frequencies. All right, and it's one of these things. Yeah, 5G's everywhere. We don't really know what it's doing. This could be a part of the plan with 5G as well. All right. So let me know what you guys think about this. I know this is a little abstract here, but it's one of these things. I don't really understand all this technology, but I know it's happening, and I know that they can do very destructive and insane things with it. So get prepared now, guys. Make sure you are ready, because they could announce at any time, like, what if this one shot down? They were like, this was a Chinese whatever, it had a payload, and it was a Chinese missile system. You know what I mean? They could say anything at any time. This news could break any moment, and they could be like, we need to have massive, bare minimum, massive sanctions on China. The supply chain is going to be disrupted. We need to shut down China from the global economy, like they did with Russia, all this stuff. Like, we could see anything at any moment, and this balloon and these unidentified objects, whatever they even are, could be the standard to do it. All right, so hit that like, hit that sub, hit that bell if you want to get notified. Go check out my video earlier today. The largest oil pipeline in the U.S. is offline right now. Go check out that video right now. Thank you guys so much, and you have a big old blessed day.